Hey, Randy Joe here, and welcome back to August Country, the series where throughout the month of August, we are going to be listening to different country albums for the first time. These are first reactions, as always, so take what I say with a grain of salt, especially if I am a little bit more harsh. Again, sometimes tracks are grower. However, this album here we are listening to today is going to be Townes Van Zandt's self-titled 1969 album, Townes Van Zandt. Now, I've had this one recommended to me already pretty quickly, actually, in this month of August Country. After my first video, I had somebody in my comments leave a slew of recommendations, and this is one of them that I was already planning on checking out, so I will, I won't count that as his rec. Maybe another video will be the recommendation of that user. But still, here we are with Townes Van Zandt, 1969, 10 tracks, 34 minutes, a rather brisk album. Pretty excited to get into this one because I don't know too much about it. Upon a quick, reading into it, I gather that it is a somewhat more bare bones sort of album, has a more stripped back approach, which, when it comes to country, is typically how I like things anyway. Looking at Red-Headed Stranger by Mr. Willie Nelson, for example. But without further ado, let's just jump into this first track. 5.5 minutes long. For the Sake of the Song, the name of this one. Very gentle opening. Kind of folk inspired as well, which folk and country not too far off one another. So if you do like country music and you're just joining the channel now, go ahead and check out my Folk February series, which I did earlier this year in February, where I cover different folk albums. But going on, this is a very folk inspired album, it would seem, blending in the country. I think in his wavering vocals you can hear that country inspiration. What does she decide that she's wrong? Lots of a sense of heartbreak in this one. Very sad kind of tone to it. Ooh. But she knows that's a lie. Picking it up quite a bit here. A little bit more. No more than a two. Varied instrumental. Her to cry all over me. That some word of mine could relieve all her pain. Can't you see that not too clear on the just because she's been blindly deceived by her shame. Not too clear on the meaning of the track. A little bit abstract in focus. For the sake of all that she offers, I love the simplistic nature, very beautiful kind of instrumental, but still sounds very full. Especially the way it's kind of swelled up on the right side here. But maybe she just has to sing for the sake of the song. A really great songwriter. Kind of remind me of maybe it's just the instrumentals and the softness of it. Reminded me of Nick Drake. Incredible musician as well. Let's go into Columbine here, second track. A lot of shorter tracks down here. Like this one here, only 2.5 minutes. Tossing hair raven, eyes are flown by your dreams for you. That bass. Cut yourself a Columbine. Very thick bracelet. Thick bass, I meant to say, in the background there. But these drums too coming in, sneaks in. Sparse. it seems, I could be wrong. According to Wikipedia here, he does the vocals, the guitar, and the violin. I'm not sure if he does every piece of instrumental here. Maybe somebody in the comments can leave down below if he does. But like this harmonica comes in, we got percussion as well. If he does all of it, that is absolutely incredible, because all of it together sounds so cohesive and quite clean. I can't imagine it's all separately recorded and put together so smoothly by himself. But great chemistry of instruments. Yeah, I love that one. A little bit more of a catchy melody, but very beautiful melodies so far too. Waiting Around to Die. Let's keep going. This is the most popular track from what I gather at 22 million streams. Sometimes I don't know where this dirty road is taking me. Sense of mystique in his voice. I don't even know the reason why. The way he like cuts out with his vocal. Lots of booze and lots of rambling. Well, it's easier than just waiting around to die. Kind of wasting away, it would seem. Drinking and gambling. Had a ma, even had a pa. Well, he beat her with a belt once 'cause she cried. Jesus Christ, Towns. Told him to take care of me, headed down to Tennessee. Well, it's easier than just waiting around to die. Really brutal lyricism on this one too. Much darker approach. Even stylistically, instrumentally, it's got a very dark tone to it. Seems like he's a lonesome drifter with an alcohol problem. Understandably so, given these lyrics. It's got a bit of an outlaw kind of country tone to it. Very westerny. Damn. Ending it with a drug problem. This town's killing himself slowly, seems to be the idea here. Beautiful track. I don't know if beautiful is the word I would use. Harrowing track, perhaps. Disturbed. Depressing. Let's keep going. Love that one, though. I thought that one, again, stylistically, I feel like the three tracks we've heard so far have been very different, at least. Some nice variation despite the sparseness of the arrangements. Don't Take It to Bad is this one. Some good themes of isolation so far. And like a depression. Again, reminding me of Nick Drake. I like that bass. Well, it's only a game, mate. Just a gentle guitar. I feel like we're sitting on a porch on a warm evening night. That we takes just for talking about the places you've been, babe. About the faces you've seen, babe. This is such a beautiful track. How soft the time flies. Getting lost in it. It's so past your window at night. It's just so delicate. And we just easy to take in. That girl. 'Cause it's a sad, lonesome, cold world. That plucking, rapid and twangy. It kind of spirals out. I love that sound. A man needs that companion to fill that that void that's been described throughout this track.
And the sound of the rain.
Incredible. Incredible, heartwarming, beautiful poetic track. Loved it. Good rocking tune, very gentle. Colorado Girls, this one here. Wow.
My shame's mountains tall.
But I love the stripped back nature of this one, just that guitar and his vocals, that's it.
Bring the sun to shine in, tell the rain to fall. I got to kiss these lonesome Texas blues goodbye.
Out to find that girl.
Well, I'm going out to Denver.
Again, like searching for purpose.
See if I can't find
A running theme throughout this album so far, too. Feeling that isolation.
Well, I'm going out to Denver. Gonna see if I can't find.
Oh, man, track after track here. It's like
loving Colorado girl of mine.
feels like hit after hit.
That loving Colorado
Beautifully nature-esque and stripped back too. Let's get these sad times going. Let's go right into lungs. Okay. Bit more of a thump to this one.
Won't you lend your lungs to me? Mine are collapsing.
Okay.
Plant my feet and bitterly breathe up the time that's passed.
Are you dying in this track? I love this kind of percussive side on the right side. It's not the most predictable. Oh, there's that twangy guitar coming back.
Wisdom burned upon a shelf, who'll kill the raging cancer, seal the river at its mouth, take the water prisoner, fill the sky with screams and cries, bathe in fiery answers.
This is a track about dying from some sort of cancer, perhaps lung cancer. Maybe I'm taking it too literally, I'm not too sure. Ooh, a little bit of an instrumental passage here too. Love that twanginess in the guitar.
Jesus.
If taken at face value, perhaps a track about a dying man, a dying person, I'm not sure. But I'm not too sure. Like some sort of track about cancer. I'll Be Here in the Morning is this one here. Loving the...
There's no stronger wind than the one that blows down
Again, a very diverse sort of instrumentation throughout this thing. The styles changing up ever so slightly while working with the same instruments.
But there's nothing I'd surely like to see. I'd like to lean into the wind, tell myself
A distant harmonica. The way it's kind of washed out.
Just whispers louder than the highways call to me. To your bluely dancing eyes and yellow shining hair.
Blue Eyes mentioned once again.
I could
Seems like he's got a
never hit the open
specific
road
girl in mind.
and leave you lying there. Long as the cuckoo wails and the lonesome blue jay cries.
Such poetic,
Close
nature-esque
your eyes,
terms
I'll
too.
be here in the morning.
To really describe the imagery.
Close your eyes, I'll be here for a while. Close your eyes, I'll be here in the morning.
A nice sweet track.
Close your eyes,
So,
I'll
like,
be here for a while.
romantic in its lyrics. Let's go into Fare Thee Well, Miss Carousel. How can that go? 5 minutes, another track that's a bit longer than the others.
Well, the drunken clown's still hanging round, but it's plain the laughter's all died down. The tears he tried so hard to hide are flowing.
The sad clown trope.
And a blind
classic.
man with his knife in hand has convinced himself, but I got to be a going.
Perhaps describing people just kind of going around and town's getting a little rambunctious here. We haven't heard him this loud and clear anywhere on the album. I love that. Nice power in the chorus. Not sure what this track's about. Maybe like sinning? Maybe it's got some religious underlining theme. The natural man to try. How long will he be crawling? Again, I love this energy and the chemistry as he kind of howls over the instrumental. Kind of remind me of American Pie. I feel like I'm missing some context here. So, apparently, Fare Thee Well, Miss Carousel is about the narrator, the drunken clown, and his relationship with a manipulative woman, aka Miss Carousel. It appears throughout the verses that the narrator is prepared to break the cycle that is their relationship, but by the time the chorus comes back around, he's ready to give it another shot. Did not pick up on that right away, but I was kind of understanding that there was some sort of consistent level of, this carousel coming back to the same person. Solid track. Love the upbeat nature of it. Love the much more kind of in-your-face sort of vocals, the way he kind of howls, it would seem, over the instrumental. But let's go to Quicksilver Daydreams of Maria. I will say Fare Thee Well, Miss Carousel. I don't think I liked it as much as the other tracks, which might be a hot take given the streams on it, but I really loved the more stripped back ones, which we're seeming to come back to at this moment. Oh, I like the gentle guitar on this one here on the right. Feeling a little bit more European, that guitar on the right. It spills from the mountains to the bottomless depths of her eye. Okay. Talk about writing in the most beautiful fashion about this woman. Super romantic in his descriptors. Again, using nature quite strongly in its lyrics to describe this woman. A classic trope of folk, too, is using nature in the lyrics. Feels like this is a nice blend of folk and country. Country in his tune, country in his timbre of his voice. But more folk, perhaps, in the songwriting department. When her image so softly she wanders, I'll desperately gentle violin coming in. Again, performed by Townes himself. Just breathtaking lyrics once again. I feel like I've been saying this throughout the album. Just love the focus on kind of nature in the lyrics and the just pure romantic sort of focus of the album. While at the same time having like an overwhelming sense of melancholy, of longing, of isolation and depression. Very raw approach. Let's go into the last track here, None But the Rain. Swift album too. It's very quick. Short but potent.
We had our day, but now it's over. We had our song, but now it's sung.
Another song of heartbreak here.
We had our stroll through summer's clover, but summer's gone.
Going through the
now.
motions of the breakup here.
Our walking's done. Here's your sighing. Will it be the willow that hears your lonesome song?
Themes of nature.
Will it be the rain?
The rain, the sunshine, the willow, the moon, the wind, the rose. Like I said, very consistent songwriting that is
Will it be the wind
super
that warns of my
warm and poetic.
returning? Will a rose
I like that
none but
that
the
flute.
rain
Sounds like a flute. Sounds a
shall cling to
sense of
my
whimsy to the
bosom.
tone.
None but the
And that's it. That's it for the album. Oh, wow. Love this one. Love just how it's brisk at 34 minutes. It's very beautiful and sweet. There's a sense of longing, a sense of depression and melancholy in the lyrics that kind of remind me of Nick Drake. But Nick Drake leans even more so into the folk sound. But I want to specifically speak here, Townes Van Zandt, this album and this artist. He shows the great link of country and folk and how the two of them aren't too far apart. There isn't too much in the sense of difference between those two genres typically. And I feel like this album is a great blend of the two. You really hear the country twang throughout the album, whether it be through the guitars or Van Zandt's sort of vocals. But songwriting-wise, this thing is extremely folk-inspired, with slight elements of country, again, sprinkled throughout in its lyricism. But I loved just how simplistic yet potent this album is. It feels like every track hit, every track landed, and really at the end of the day, I have nothing negative to say about this album. I loved every track here, as you could see on the side there. I just feel like it was a hard-hitting project from start to finish that I could feel, listening to this many times over, especially in moments of isolation, solitude, of solace, where you need to kind of think about the nature of things, quite literally with the nature aspect. So thanks for the recommendation from, I forget the user. I will put their long list of recommendations here real quick. This was one of many recommendations they had, and this is one I wanted to check out anyway, but I'm glad I did because it is certainly worth a listen, and a great folk country album for the month of August Country. But that does it for today's video. If you liked the video, please hit like and subscribe to follow along in August Country. If you have a country album you'd like to recommend, please go and throw it down below. I'll see if I can check it out, squeeze it in to the month of country, but if not, maybe at a later date. As always, my name is Randy Joe. I appreciate you watching, and I'm signing off.